Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bowhunt or Die. I'll tell you what, Justin, this October has been a special one so far. I mean, weather, high pressure systems, this is like a hunter's dream right now as far as I'm concerned.
Everything is, so far has come together this first week of the season, and we really kicked things off with a bang. As you guys are about to see, we've got Clinton Fawcett up opening day, Illinois, on a food plot. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this.
You rained on your parade, and I didn't have a parade to be rained on. So.
Yeah, definitely. Guys, one thing we do want to mention before Clinton's hunt, for those of you that follow us on Facebook or participate in the forum, you may already know this, but unfortunately, Clinton and his family lost one of their children here recently.
Yes.
They had a newborn baby, Sawyer, who was born with some complications, and unfortunately, she passed away after about a week. So obviously, our condolences go out to Clinton and his entire family on that. It's definitely been a rough time for them. So that's why you're going to kind of see in Clinton's hunt here. I mean, he's talking about some stuff and definitely going through a rough patch, but goes out there and manages to have a great hunt and some success and kind of turn things around a little bit. So let's jump into that.
Let's jump in with him right now.
All right, well, here it is, the first of October 1st, first day of bow season again. It seems like every year they just keep coming faster and faster. Pretty excited today. We've got great weather. Got a northeast wind about 15 mile an hour, and it's 68 degrees, sunny with real high pressure. I think it was 30.2 when I left work, when I checked the pressure out. But Frank and I's pretty pumped up. We're actually on a couple nice bucks. Deer we call Cow Ripken, another deer that we call Billy the Kid. So we're going to head back in here tonight, climb up in the blind, and see if we can make something happen.
Alright, well, hey guys, it's about 4 o'clock on October 1st. We just got back here in the blind. Pretty excited. First day of the year, of course. And I can definitely use the peace and quiet and a nice night to sit in the blind. So we're back here hunting over food plots, half rye and oats and half radishes. So we've got 2 big bucks in here that both have been here quite a bit, and that would be a Cow Ripken and a deer we call Billy the Kid. Both the deer like to move in the daylight a lot, and this is a really good early season spot for us. So we've got a good northeast wind, about 15 mile an hour, high pressure and sunny, 68 degrees. I would expect to see several deer. If we don't, I'm going to be really surprised. Other than that, kind of short for words right now, so I'm just going to kick back, relax, and enjoy the night. It's about 5:45. So far tonight we've had 2 big does come out. They're down here on the far in the food plot. The wind gusted a few times. They got a little spooky. They didn't blow or anything. They just kind of turned around, high-stepped it back into the timber. The bucks have been coming out right straight across from us, so hopefully they do that here in a little bit. That was the deer we come in here after. That's the non-typical we call Billy the Kid. We named that deer after my brother-in-law, Ty. 3 years ago, when Ty killed his first nice buck on the web show, he passed that deer up first. He was a little, like, 110-inch, 3-year-old. Last year, Frank and I had him all over us out here. Several different times we passed him up. One night I had him in the snow right in front of the stand. I let him go. This year he put a nice, non-typical side on. We don't know why, but we decided that we were gonna try to take that deer. We were gonna wait on Ty, let Ty try to kill him, but I told Ty, I said, bud, if I get the chance, I'm gonna take him. We've had a rough go the last few weeks. I just couldn't be happier. He ducked the string a little bit. These deer have been coming out here tonight. We just got this blind here 3 weeks ago. We've had some rough times, and my brother-in-law Ty and I got this deer in here, or got this blind in here, and we insulated the inside, but we left the windows up, and these deer have been coming out here tonight, and they've been smelling us. And that deer, he smelled the insulation inside this blind when he walked up here. I should have held a little lower, but I just didn't really think he was going to drop. But man, oh, what a beautiful deer, Frankie. Gosh. Opening night of bow season. What a way to get it started. Oh, I can't believe that just happened. How did we just do that?
Wow. One down for the team, baby.
Today's October the 2nd. I can't say that I ever thought we would be sitting behind a buck on the second day of bow season. It's something that we always talk about, getting on deer like this early season and finding one that's on a daylight pattern. And it's just pretty surreal to be sitting here behind this deer. I mean, we knew we were in the ball game last night, and I had thought all day at work yesterday that we had a chance of it happening, but for it to happen, I guess I just wasn't expecting. I always go to the field with high expectations every night, and most of the time, as most deer hunters know, that doesn't always pan out with a kill. But last night, we were blessed enough to be able to harvest this big deer. The history that we have with this deer and the story behind it is just unbelievable for me. My brother-in-law Ty killed his first buck, and this deer had come out first, and he had passed him up, and that was just a great night for us to be able to share that experience with him and to film it. And then for us to see him several times last year and have the opportunity to hunt him, and we decided not to take him. And then, last night was pretty special. We really needed this deer. Can't say that we needed it. There's, I've learned there's a lot more things in life than shooting deer. But it was just a blessing for Frank and I to be able to sit there and take our time and enjoy the night, and to have this guy walk out and present us with a good shot. And some things, everything's come together, and man, it sure is nice when they do. But I don't even know what else to say. It's been quite the experience. A roller coaster ride of a month for our family and for Frank and all the guys, with our little girl Sawyer passing away. And to be able to get out in the tree is definitely a healing experience. So keep watching the show. Frank's up next. We've got a few other deer. We'll probably slow down, just hunt when it's really good. Try to get a couple more bucks killed. But until then, bow hunt or die.
Justin, that was I tell you what, I mean, we watch all these hunts before, of course, we, air the show and so forth. And I mean, that one there is still giving me goosebumps down my arms and my legs and my body. I mean, again, we definitely, from the deepest of our hearts, anyone who has any kind of issues like that in their lives and so forth, I mean, we feel for you. So with that being said, I mean,
pretty powerful stuff right there. But like I said, before the hunt, I mean, Clinton goes out with this kind of philosophy of, we're just going to enjoy the night. It's a beautiful day. We're going to go sit in the blind, and lo and behold, I mean, how often does this happen? We talk about it, and Clinton
they
says
got fishing poles with like leads on them.
Every time you go out there, you envision this scenario in your head where you're like, the buck's going to do this. He's going to come from here. I'm going to shoot him right there, and rarely does it happen. And I mean, maybe it's just fate, especially for me. But I mean, maybe it's just fate for Clinton on this night and this hunt to have this deer walk out perfectly in front of him, makes a shot, deer goes down.
He's with his best friend. I mean,
it doesn't get a whole lot better than that. One thing I guess we should talk about, something we've been addressing a lot, lately is just shot placement.
Yes.
That deer dropped a lot. I mean, we watched it in slow motion. He dropped a good 6-8 inches, and the odd thing is, I mean, the arrow doesn't even look like it impacts him that high. From talking to Clinton, it looked like maybe it bounced, or I don't know what you want to call it, ricocheted off a rib and just right up into his spine. But tell you what, it dropped him in his tracks. He did a great job on the follow-up shot. And those ones where they're just laying dead out in the field where you can drive up to them and load them in the truck, that's about as good as it gets.
Well, it's funny, Justin, that you say that, because I didn't say anything to you when we were watching, because I know you had to go take care of some business. But yeah, the trophy photos. I mean, I could see where that arrow placement was, and if you would have saw that, you'd been like, oh man, it almost like a double
shot.
one. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. But when then you see, the actual shot take place, and again, that's the benefit to, of course, watching our show, and we have the opportunity to really show you more, and we're going to show you that slow motion of the deer dropping for sure. But let's talk about another thing about Clinton too. I spent a lot of time trying to talk to all the different teammates and so forth, and Clinton's constantly telling me how much he's checking his trail cameras. Right. And, one thing for sure is the technology is getting better. Things are changing. We've all seen it with cell phones and so forth. I mean, now with some of these new trail cameras, I mean, we can go to a whole nother level. And I had a chance to actually meet up with Ben at GSM. So with that being said, let's jump in with Ben and see what he has to say about this new camera.
Hey guys, Ben Smith here with GSM Outdoors. It's early October. It's my favorite time of year. Things are just starting to heat up. The leaves are starting to change colors. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about our GXW, our new wireless camera. The beautiful thing about this little camera is you download an app. It's free for your cell phone or tablet via Android or iOS. Now this will send you pictures or videos directly to that device. The benefit of this is it allows you to stay out of your areas that you're hunting and let this tell you when it's time to hunt. You don't have to get in there, scent it up, disturb it or anything. Let this guy with the latest technology tell you when it's time to hunt and go in there and get after it. Once again, Ben Smith here with GSM Outdoors. Have a good hunt.
Well, as you guys just saw, Ben was giving us a look at this new GX wireless camera from Stealth Cam. And Todd, the biggest benefit for me anyways in using this camera is being able to put it out into areas that are difficult to get into, or maybe even areas that are far away from home. I know you've got your camera up at your property in Wisconsin.
Right.
And I mean,
so
this thing
it's
is
a half
scouting.
hour out in the swamp. I mean, it's...
So, I mean, the big benefit is, being able to get intelligence and get information from these areas real time without actually having to go in there and leave scent and intrude into some of these areas. Personally, this is my camera. I'm going to go put it back out in the woods.
You didn't have it out yet.
Well, it was. I brought it in so you guys could all see it.
With that being said, Justin is on a roll this year, that's for sure, and we're going to jump in the tree stand with Justin as he takes his second animal of the year. I'm starting to feel a little deficient.
2 consecutive hunts, keep in mind.
2 consecutive hunts. I'm starting to feel a little deficient over here. So we've started something with this trophy doe too, so let's see how he does.
right, guys. First sit of the season. I'm finally in the stand here, northern Illinois, suburbs of Chicago. Like I said, opening day, first sit of the year. I'm in a stand that I hung back in May. Like I told you guys, this woods is absolutely infested with buckthorn, so it's almost impossible to see, very hard to film. You're not going to see any deer unless they're pretty much in my shooting lane. So if we see one tonight, it's going to be hopefully short and sweet. I got a lot of good trails that I actually came in here and used the machete to open up through this woods. But a lot of these trails lead out to this green alfalfa field behind me. We've got acorns dropping all along this field edge. I've had pictures of a couple good bucks, really shooters, out in this field. One deer we called Jay Cutler, another one we called Dick Cheney. They've both been out here, both at nighttime. And then we got a really nice 3-year-old that I'm calling Quagmire. He's on the do not shoot list for this year, but I sure would like to get a look at him. He's a beautiful buck. So we got those couple bucks, but tonight we're really in this for does. This is traditionally a really good doe bedding area. So I hear something. It's time to shut up and go to work. Bowhunt or die. Stick with me, guys. Well, it's about 6 o'clock. I've seen exactly 2 chipmunks so far and some geese. So got about an hour till dark. So guess we'll just have to see if anything starts moving. Fingers crossed that we at least see a deer tonight. Let's go. Guys, big doe down. Opening day 2015 archery season here in northern Illinois. Man, I tell you what, I know there wasn't much footage or a lot of interviews, but I had these does come out to the west of me early in the night. I'm talking an hour ago. I mean, I'll tell you what time it is right now. Just shot her. It's 6:58, so we're about 10 minutes before the end of legal shooting light here tonight. And these does were out here all night. I had this big doe right down here behind me at 13 yards. She did exactly what I was worried they were going to do when I came in here, and I said the deer have been using the trail that I walk in on. Well, sure enough, she was on that trail, and she came right in. I had no shot, and she bedded down. She sat there all night. And I got to the point where I couldn't film here in the woods behind me anymore. It was too dark. So I started packing up my camera gear. And I know there was a couple other does with her. So she wasn't getting up, and I figured I'm just going to pack up and get out of here. So I started packing up my gear. I had the arm off, and I had the camera put away. My release was put away and everything. I was just about to unstrap the camera base, and I looked down, and there's a big doe standing right here in my shooting lane. So I figured, well, if I can get everything set back up in about 30 seconds, I'll do it. And sure enough, got it set up, ranged her at 25 yards, absolutely smoked her right behind the shoulder, and she ran out here. I know she fell over out in the hayfield. So big doe down, first night of the season. Sorry it's a little bit dark, guys. Gotta take them when you can get them. All right, guys, kind of flying solo here tonight in a bit of a hurry. My wife's leaving to go out of town and wants to get on the roads, and I got to get home and watch the kiddos, so we're going to try to make this quick. But I'm going to show you the arrow real quick. We're going to walk up, complete pass-through. Arrow is buried in the ground. You guys want to talk about penetration, right? You know, expandable broadheads don't penetrate. That's an 1 3/4 Spitfire Max 3 blade all the way through her, buried in the ground. So that's what you get when you make a good shot. 70 pounds and a 500 grain arrow out of the Matthews HTR. So let's check this out. All right, here's our arrow, guys. buried in the dirt, mind you. So for the sake of saving a little bit of time, we're just going to walk to this deer. She only made it about 80 yards up into this hayfield. Well guys, Mike's here behind the camera, kind enough to help me film this interview and get her loaded in the truck, but here she is. As I explained earlier, it was a bit of a debacle. I was halfway packed up and ready to go home for the night, and she stepped out, thankfully on the right side of the tree where I still had enough shooting light, so I took all the camera gear back out, hooked it up, ranged her, made a 25-yard perfect double lung shot. Arrow penetrated all the way through, stuck in the ground on the other side. She didn't make it 100 yards out in this hayfield, and I got my first whitetail of the year down for a 2015 season, hopefully the first of a few to come. Hopefully the next ones have antlers on them. So that's it for tonight. Looks like Clinton shot an absolute giant tonight down at his place. So the 2015 season here in Illinois is definitely off to a bang. So stick with us. Hopefully we got some more deer on the ground. Bowhunt or die. Good enough.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's a doe. I will be overshadowed next week by Fawcett's 170 or whatever it kills. Yes.
I'll tell you what, if I was a buck this year, I'd be afraid of this man right here because, dude, you're on fire this year.
Put some antlers on you, put you in a little suit, and come walk around the woods if you want.
I'm gonna. After seeing how good he's shooting, I'm gonna stay away from that game.
I am trying to make up for some lost time here for these last couple years. I've kind of got a new mindset. I'm feeling good. My bow is tuned in. Everything's shooting good. I am on a mission to fill a few tags this year.
Good.
So that was,
I like it.
That's, I think, my second opening day deer now that I've ever shot in my life. Both does. It's hard to pull off what Clinton did and kill a big buck on opening day, but you know, a good doe walked by and I was not going to pass up that opportunity.
Well, you definitely didn't pass up the opportunity, and what I was most impressed with, because I mean, until you really start self-filming, I mean, it's a lot of work to take all that gear out, to set it all up. I mean, you actually took it down, your trophy doe shows up, and then you put it all back up. And you know what? And the reality is, here's the reality. He's not going to admit this right now, but I know he did it because I've been pushing him on this whole trophy doe thing. I know it. I know you set it back up because you're like, I'm going to get a trophy doe just to...
Yeah, I really don't know why I did it. I was... You know, it was a weird thing because these early season hunts are such a pain because I like to sit up on these edges of the fields during the early season. In the one direction into the woods, I mean, it's pitch black. Right. I can't see anything. But I turn around the other direction, I can still shoot out into the field. Yeah. And, you know, it was getting dark and I couldn't film into the woods anymore, which is honestly where I thought my shots were going to be because my wind was blowing, you know, out into the field. That doe was directly downwind of me, never smelled me when I was in there. But, I figured, you know, hey, if I can get everything set back up, she's 25 yards, she's got her head buried in the alfalfa, she's not going anywhere, I'm taking the shot. I wanted to get a doe shot, you know, on opening day. That was my goal, and it worked out.
Hey, there's nothing better than completing your goal. But you know what? One thing I know we're going to take a little bit of heat about, just because it's the joys of our show and the ability for people to jump right onto our forums and talk about everything
or
they
YouTube
see.
or wherever.
But you know, we are using scent lock this year, and you know, Justin has you know always talked about the importance of scent control. I'll have to be honest with you. I mean, over the years, Justin has taught me quite a bit about scent control, because I really wasn't always into scent control as much as Justin is. I mean, it's just the honest truth. Yeah. And you know, there's no question about it. I mean, this year, there has been a difference, and you've seen some things.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with scent control is you have to do it right. It's kind of an all or nothing proposition. You get a lot of guys out there that tell you don't need to worry about scent control and don't worry about this clothing or these special things because if you just play the wind, you know, and that's great. I mean, we all
forget about the wind. I mean, I'm going to say that.
Let's face facts. We all are going to play the wind to the best of our ability. Yes. The fact of the matter is the wind isn't always consistent, and the deer don't go always where you want them to go. I mean, they're wild animals, right? Yeah, I don't think a deer is going to walk over there, but when a deer does happen to walk behind me and get downwind of me, I want every advantage in my favor. So yeah, guys are they're gonna jump on the forum, they're gonna jump on our YouTube page or on Facebook and tell us that this stuff doesn't work. But I'm here to tell you, I've seen it firsthand, guys. I'm a stickler for scent control. You know, activate your scent lock before you go out, wear your head covers, and you could get away with a lot of things that you previously could not get away with. If you don't believe me, try it for yourself. There's a money-back guarantee. ScentLock will buy back your clothing if you're not happy with it. And if you're one of the naysayers out there that says it doesn't work and the dog studies and all this other stuff, then don't use it. It's not for you. I'm not going to ever convince you people. Don't think I'm trying to. But anyways, it was, it was a good hunt. The rant is over.
We got too much good footage here, so I'm gonna cut Justin off right now. We're gonna jump in the tree stand right now with Brandon Phipps as he sees some great bucks in velvet. Watch this.
First weekend of the season, I got a big 10 spotted out, the redemption buck. We're gonna go in there and get after him. If nothing else, there's a big 6-year-old 8-pointer there that I don't know if I could sell myself short this early in the season, but he's a real respectable 8-pointer, and we'll give him a hard look if he comes out. The ultimate goal this evening is the Big 10, so let's get this done this evening. Kentucky 2015. I want nothing more than to kill this big buck in velvet. He's a giant. Bowhunter die. Kicked off yesterday's opener with a great hunt and ended up seeing a great 6-year-old buck. About 130, 135 inch 8-pointer. I got about 4 years of picture to that deer, and he was about that big the first year. I got pictures of him, so I think he's at least 6. But the big buck we're here after is the giant 10, and I seen the giant 10 yesterday and lost camera light. He came right up here to 10 yards and fed on his hillside and ended up feeding back out the way he came about 30 minutes later, so I was able to get out of here. He didn't win me. I think everything's fine. Hopefully we can stick an arrow in him tonight. Bow hunter die. Hey guys, welcome to another great episode of Bowhunt or Die. As you can tell from his sweat, it is scorching here in Kentucky. We went in the middle of the day and got Paul set up on a new farm of mine. He's hunting a buck that I call Big Ben and a couple other shooters that are on that farm. But buddy, I'm swinging for the fences this evening. I've been here the past 2 evenings got something in his nasal cavity or something, and just couldn't get it out. He was snorting all over the place and scratching his nose. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen a mature buck do, I think. But to top it all off, he ran out of here, scared himself a little bit. But the way he ran out is the exact same direction that the Big Ten I'm calling Redemption, the Redemption buck, came from. He waited until very poor camera light, shooting light, and just took his sweet time coming in. And eventually came right here to 12, 15 yards and fed for probably 30 minutes. And I had to just stay here and wait it out. And, buddy, it's a real big heart wrencher anytime you get close to a big mature buck and do not get a killing, or at least get to release an arrow. I mean, it'll break your heart. But I'm gonna hang in here today. Hopefully one of them will come in here. I am willing to shoot either. Bowhunter, let's put one of them down to see where Kentucky. Ready to rock. Let's go, Kentucky. 2015. Let's get us a big velvet buck down on the ground. Well, that was a great way to start the opening weekend of bow season. I mean, 3 days in a row, a shooter every day, 2 shooters Friday, Saturday and Sunday, but couldn't get lucky enough to get the Big Ten to come out today. But man, that Big 8 came right there point blank where I could really gave him the business, but it just was way too calm. I couldn't get by with any motion whatsoever. And I just had to sit there and hold my bow. The one time I did try to draw back, the deer spooked too bad that, man, I just had to kick back and enjoy it, and that's hard to do sometimes. I mean, and you only get so many opportunities ever getting that close to a big mature deer. But, you know, it was incredible getting to watch him yesterday, getting something stuck in his nose and snorting and sneezing like that. And it was actually pretty cool this evening. I heard him do it a couple times before he came in, so he still has whatever it is bothering him. I hope he doesn't have EHD. We have had 6 or 7 weeks of dry weather here recently, and I've heard cases of out in western Kentucky, southern Illinois, places like that on the same level across the state of Kentucky is what I'm located. So I'm just hoping that ain't the case, and that maybe I can get back in here after my honeymoon. I got my wedding coming up next weekend, and I'll be gone for 8 or 10 days for my honeymoon. And it's going to be a couple weeks till you guys see me again. Hopefully, when you guys see me again, I can pick right back up where I left off with all this great action, put a ring on this finger, and get a big buck down for you guys. Bow hunt or die.
Those are some great bucks that Brandon's chasing down there. Good start to his season. You know, unfortunately wasn't able to capitalize and harvest a deer, but he did get some really cool footage of a fly or a bee or whatever it was landing in that deer's nose, and that deer absolutely freaked out, which I thought was pretty cool.
You know, I'm also not going to add to the scent lock rant here, okay?
Okay.
I'm not, but you know what? When you watch Brandon's hunt, you know, after what Justin just talked about scent control, you know, you see Brandon, he doesn't have his hat on, he doesn't have his head mask on, eventually he puts his stuff on. You know, one thing I will tell you that I know that I always do, and this is absolutely a tip, is, you know, guys, I don't always wear all of my gear into the stand. You know, when it's that hot out, I mean, he's hunting Kentucky. We've all been there before. When you're getting close to your stand, you're going, oh man, you just feel that sweat coming down on you. You want to prevent that from happening. So whether you got to take a couple of stops along the way, take your gear, keep it on your backpack, whatever, you want to really try to prevent yourself from sweating, you know, too much. And then what I like to do is when I get in the tree, I usually like to wait till I cool off before I start putting on all my gear, so I don't contaminate it any more than I have to. And then you do see Brandon put on his gear as his hunt begins to, you know, progress forward.
Well, I mean, in that same vein with scent control, the other thing I like to do in the event that I am sweating like that is you just bring some of those field cloths.
Yes,
with
definitely.
like those dead downwind field cloths. You can wipe down your face, your neck, your hands,
do it
the
all the
sweaty
time.
areas to try to help keep a little bit of that scent down.
Yep.
So great hunt from Brandon. Looking forward to seeing some more from him this
yeah.
fall.
Oh yeah.
And
Brandon, come on now. I want to see one of those bucks on the ground.
let's do it. Got to kill one, buddy. So next up, we're going to take a couple seconds to thank the folks who sent in their trophy photos for this week's episode.
John Nuzzy Jr.,
Ashley Cantrell,
Danny Gastler,
Dylan Budke,
Madeline Myers,
and Jason Selman.
Hey guys, those are some great trophies. If you'd like to see yourself right here on another episode of Bowhunt or Die, make sure you submit your photos to our website or, of course, our Facebook page. Justin.
Yes, sir.
What do we got? What do we got left to talk about? Oh, my contest.
Todd's contest. Todd has a contest. So tell us about it.
All right, here we go. I want to see the best Bowhunt or Die carved pumpkins. We had somebody do one for bowhunting.com a few years back, but I want to see
I think we had a Bowhunt or Die one too.
We probably did. I'm sorry if I offended somebody who did one of those. But this is a contest, 3 prizes, first, second, third.
Okay.
They're going to be good prizes. I don't know what the prizes are going to be yet, but they're going to be good. They're going to be shirts. They're going to be some gear.
Autographed Todd Graff 8x10 glossy print.
We'll spare you that. We're going to spare you that.
Oh.
Maybe it'll be a picture of me and Justin together. But
that's what everybody needs in their house.
This is going to be a great contest. I don't want to see these photos on Facebook first. These are exclusive Bowhunt or Die pumpkins. No age requirement. We want to see some cool pumpkins. You email those right here to info@bowhunting.com. First, second, third. When the winner will be announced during the Halloween segment, right?
Yeah, we'll have a
the
show.
week after, because sometimes people are.
Well, no, I mean, we have a show the day before Halloween, the 30th.
Maybe for you. I don't know if I'm going to be here, though.
Well, then I'll announce the winner. I'll be tagged out by then. So.
Whoa. Okay, so with that being said, Bowhunt or Die pumpkin contest, good prizes. 3 prizes. There'll be more than 3 prizes. It'll be goodie bags. Okay. Just like when you're trick-or-treating.
All right, guys, make sure you get those pumpkins carved. Send them in here to us, info@bowhunting.com. Looking forward to seeing those.
An episode of Bowhunt or Die would not be good if we didn't wrap it up what we think is going to happen. That's the benefit of our show.
What we think is going to happen when?
Well, I mean, there is a lot going on right now. We've got a cold pressure system moving in this weekend.
Cold pressure system?
Wow, cold pressure system.
Cold front.
Cold front, cold pressure, whatever. We've got a cold front moving in. The pressure's good. My wife is actually going to Florida for 5 days, so I'm going to be able to have some little extra hunting time.
She's trying to get away from you.
She might be.
I can't blame her.
Thanks, Justin. That's very nice of you. But with that being said, I mean, man, holy cow. Corn is coming out already in a lot of places. Beans, I mean, it's going to be...
Get out and hunt.
Yes.
That's what we're telling you.
That's
Get out
what we're telling
and hunt.
you.
Hopefully the deer are going to be on their feet. If you guys get some buck shots, send us your pictures for the trophy photos, and we'll see you guys next week right here on Bowhunt or Die.
For more exciting action, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and receive live updates from our team members as well as the latest happenings in the bow hunting and archery world. Be sure to share your photos, stories, and experiences as well. And don't forget to pick up your official bowhunting.com and Bowhunt or Die gear by visiting bowhunting.com/gear. We have a full selection of hats, shirts, decals, wristbands, and much more. Action. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bowhunt or Die. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay, you just have to make sure that I cannot find any bucks. I don't know where they're at this year.
You mad, bro?